Good evening, everyone. We're early, not late. We're having Tanner turn over a new leaf.
There you go.
Early, not late. Early, not late. Keep in mind, we are just two people that do a ridiculous amount of research. We are not investment advisors. We are not professional investors. Take everything we say with a grain of salt. Do your own due diligence. Please pause the video, read this disclaimer. Thank you very much. Tanner, how are you?
I'm doing well. Did you recently get sued or something? What's with the...
No, but,
All right.
want to make sure everybody understands.
Maybe I need to take some advice from you. I mean, I'm sure zero of your videos have gotten pulled down. One of mine has. So,
I mean, why would one of my videos get pulled down?
One of my videos got pulled down. They said that I was promoting a scam, and then they put it back up after I appealed it after 10 minutes. By the way, the video was longer than 10 minutes, so they didn't even watch it. It was just like, I don't know.
All right.
And do you know what scam I was promoting?
SoFi?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right. I feel you.
Yeah. Robert
right.
in chat says it was me who reported it.
Well, you know what, Tanner? This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So thank you, everybody, for being here. We truly appreciate it. I clearly do not know what day it is, considering I actually named this Thursday night stocks instead of Wednesday night stocks.
So, you can just change it.
I did. It's changed. It's fixed.
Okay.
But I actually published it as Thursday night stocks.
Got you.
Anyway, got a lot of things to ask you. Let's start with the inevitable SoFi.
Yeah. Did you watch that Fireside chat?
Oh, I watched the Fireside chat, and I got a little bit of beef with people at the moment.
What's the beef? You got to let me know. What's the beef?
Well, maybe beef's not the right word, but at the same time, a lot of people are starting to talk about $1 trillion market cap.
It is bullish.
I mean, he clearly, and I mean crystal clear, as they would say in A Few Good Men. I'm going to start dropping movie references out of the blue, by the way.
Gotcha.
From here on out. On our way to $1 trillion. Not that we're going to be $1 trillion. On our way. Their market cap could go up $1 and they're on their way to $1 trillion. So let's just take that with a grain of salt.
All right. All right. I don't mind you. You can tone it down a bit, but are you toning down what he said about SoFi Pay, about SoFi USD, about institutional buy, sell, and hold crypto?
No, I'm more bullish than I was after Q3 earnings. I am so freaking bullish that this is just, and you know that I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. This is incredible, and I think that SoFi is going to have such a head start. And I don't even know if the legacy banks are going to go down this road.
Yeah, I'm super bullish. I love that he did that, call with one of the big bears on Wall Street. Like, they have one of the lowest prices on SoFi. And he's like, you know what? I'm just going to go in there. Also, he had a ton of swagger, and he was like leaned back, leg up, just telling about how he is going to change the entire market. Yeah, loan platform business. We've got a couple dozen new partners that are in the works. We can't hire fast enough. Student loans, honestly, is not even going to be like, it's going to grow extremely fast, but it's not even going to be anything compared to personal loans and home loans. Those are going to grow so much faster than what, a lot of people think is our entire business model. Like, all parts about it was very exciting. Noto, if you're listening to this, please do more media. You're good at it. Please. I think the new version of companies is founder-led influence. And he's not the founder of SoFi, but you see it from Karp, you see it from Vlad, you see it from a lot of these founders or quasi-founders. Elon didn't found Tesla either, but people are following him, not as much the people that are actually covering the company. Noto could be that guy. I don't know. I think
I
it's
don't disagree with you. I mean, listen, I invested in SoFi specifically because of Noto's vision. And if anybody has not had the chance to listen to his Stanford speech from, I think, 2018, I highly recommend going and listening to it. It is absolutely phenomenal. And this is a management team that doesn't miss. This is a management team that, with one hand and both feet tied, they fought their way through a student loan moratorium. They added products, they diversified their business. And quite honestly, the best thing that happened to them, and I hate saying this, was going through that dark period because it made them realize they can't be a one trick pony. And now they have their tentacles in everything. And they have adopted a culture of delivering new products and widening their gap. And they are just in a position where they deliver, deliver, deliver. And now they're the only nationally chartered bank allowing crypto alongside checking, savings, and investments. The biggest thing is you can now buy directly from your checking account. You don't even have to move money around. That's incredible. Why would I use another platform other than SoFi at that point? I get capital deposit right in my checking. I don't even need to move it to another account. I just buy.
Did you hear about what they said about SoFi Pay? He said you'll be able to pay essentially anything from anywhere. So if you want to say, hey, I want to pay this person from my checking account, my brokerage account, an external bank account, I can go in and say, hey, take money from my JP Morgan account and send it over to this guy because I don't have any money in my account right now. That is super exciting. I can't wait to see what SoFi Pay becomes. And he also said that it's going to essentially be 50-50 used by SoFi members and non-existing SoFi members. I think that's his big, hairy, audacious goal is payments.
I got to tell you, I'm considering starting to use SoFi as my dummy checking account right now.
You should. You should have already been using it.
I'm starting to consider it, and I'm starting to consider other things with SoFi also.
Wait till they have a banking account as well. It's like, I don't know. I think as a trusted, fully chartered bank, there's going to be a massive audience that wants that over purely just flashy products. Like, I think a lot of people really like that stamp of approval of being a nationally chartered bank, especially for crypto,
Agreed. It makes them feel safe. It gives them a layer of security. And just like you said, especially with crypto, with an older generation that wants exposure but doesn't necessarily understand or think that other platforms are risky, you don't even have to do anything, and it's nationally chartered FDIC. So this is a huge win. Huge win.
I've completely been on that train for a while. Like, a lot of people custody their own crypto, but a lot of people don't want that responsibility. Like, you can keep your cash at your house right now and custody your own cash. No, you don't want to be responsible for it. So you give it to the banks and you say, hey, you custody it, and I think crypto is going to be the exact same way. People want insurance behind those losses.
There's a reason not to freaking custody your cash at your house. I mean, God forbid there's a fire. That's first off.
God forbid there's a fire and you have a ledger in your safe.
Well, that's why you keep a ledger in a safety deposit box, like me.
That's just custodying crypto at a bank.
Not really.
You're entrusting the bank with you're saying, hey, if this gets robbed, it will be insured. You're insuring the items that you have at that bank.
The chances of a fire destroying safety deposit boxes versus a fire destroying your home are much slimmer. And you also have to have it written down somewhere else. God forbid something happens. Like, there are multiple areas you need to keep that stuff. But regardless, if you're not a crazy psycho like me who keeps everything off chain, I mean, having it in a nationally chartered bank is the next best thing.
Yeah, all I'm saying is I think custody at banks for crypto will become a very large thing. I don't think everyone's going to cut. I think the idea of not your keys, not your crypto is going to be for the very techie individuals. But my girlfriend is not going to have her keys, her crypto. She doesn't want to deal with that.
I get it.
She wants a recovery password whenever she forgets her password. Like she wants an email. Crypto's not going to do that for you.
No, definitely not. The only downside is not being able to walk into a branch. And look, people still have needs for that once in a blue moon. So that's why I think there's always going to be a large cohort of people with JPM, Citibank, Bank of America, or Wells. But I do think the younger generation is more inclined to utilize SoFi or Robinhood.
Yeah. Yeah, they're clearly the standout winners right now. You even see it in the stock price.
Without a question.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't want Noto to do, no prediction markets. I don't want it. Don't want him to do it.
I'm on the other side of that, but yeah, I don't think they will. But I want
SoFi. The waters. It's going to muddy the waters as a nationally chartered bank to have that right next to everything else.
Sure. I just think that me as an individual, let me decide what's risky for me.
I'm with you, and I agree with you 100% on that side. And I'm good with Robinhood doing it. I don't care about Robinhood because they're not a nationally chartered bank. So the whole idea that they shouldn't be in it because it's too close to your investments, I don't care about that. That's a ridiculous statement because as an adult, you are your own person. You take on the risk. The problem I have with SoFi doing is because they're a national bank, I don't want their image to be tarnished by now accepting bets and people being able to say, now your bookie is your bank. I just don't want them to be able to say that. That's all.
Yeah. No, I think the path that they've gone down is the safe one. They're protecting their brand. Might also be why they're not doing many podcasts and stuff like this. Is honestly what I think. I think they want to look very professional, and they don't want to talk with YouTubers and stuff like this.
I mean, when's the last time SoFi's had an investor day?
Investor day,
2019?
Well, 2021, I guess, because whenever they bought
Technesis.
Yeah, that they counted that as an investor presentation.
That wasn't a real investor day. The last time that they had a real investor day was before the pandemic.
Well, it would have been whenever they went public, right?
Right.
So 2020 with Chamath and the SPAC. Crazy how long we've been following this name.
I mean, I still think the best is yet to come. I am a rejuvenated SoFi bull.
Well, no longer trillion. That's why you should be rejuvenated.
Listen, we need to get to 100 billion first before we can even start having that conversation.
Yeah, I'm not part of the trillion train.
I'm just seeing it on Twitter, and I'm like, not even JP Morgan's a trillion, so everybody needs to stop.
Well, JP Morgan doesn't have Anthony Noto.
Don't make me go through the numbers, please.
Give me 25 minutes to build a chart.
No, I don't even need to build a chart like that. It's just.
Are you excited for the day that, and this is going to come, where you have LLMs like ChatGPT, and instead of building a chart, you just say, hey, get all the numbers over the last 10 quarters and put that up against SoFi versus JP Morgan. Like, that's the full prompt. And
absolutely,
with charts, all gap numbers, non-gap adjusted, whatever, show me all of them, show year over year, show quarter over quarter, it just builds it. And we actually have real belief that the numbers are accurate and true, because that's the problem, is that it will try to build you something today. It's just, it won't be that great. The numbers are not always sourced properly. So
for the amount of research that you do, and amount of charts that you build, the amount of charts that I build for the Seeking Alpha articles, it'll make my life a lot easier when I can do that. I don't trust the numbers. I don't trust the data. And I still would rather do it myself because I'm 100% confident when I do it that it's correct, or that it's looking at the same thing. As if I wanted to build something out over the past 10 quarters, show me the year over year in Q3 in 2024, and then the year over year in Q3 2025, I know what cells I'm clicking on to build it out. So until we get really confident, I'm still doing everything freehand. But JP Morgan, $850 billion company, they're generating $94 billion in net interest income. Okay. Think about that for a minute. So we got a little ways to go before we can start even having a conversation about $1 trillion. Let's get to 100 billion first, and then the freaking what are we going to call it? Because I can't call it the Twitterverse anymore because it's not freaking Twitter. The Xverse, that just doesn't sound good.
I think people call it FinX, like the financial X community, the FinX
All right, so
community.
before the financial X community, the FinX community starts really going on this trillion tangent, let's get to 100 billion first.
I'm already on it, baby. Let's get a T beside this. I'm sick of the B's. Let's go to the T's.
Okay. I mean, listen, I'll be really happy with 100 billion. It's only a 37 billion market cap. It's still 3x from here.
No, of course, people are saying they're picking a side here. Of course, Steve's right. I'm making a joke. We are not going to a trillion anytime soon. But let's just remember, going to 100 billion is a triple from here. Yeah. Like, let alone a 30x to get to a trillion after we've 6x from where we first were talking about this business, or at $5.
Well, look, Q4 is going to be really interesting because we're going to have a full quarter of level 1 options, and we're going to have half a quarter or just over a half a quarter of crypto. And then Q1 is going to be even more interesting. This will be the first full quarter of crypto.
Did you see KBW thinks you're looking at SoFi's numbers?
I can look at them right now if you'd like.
Sure. They think that crypto buy, sell, and hold. This is the only thing that they're looking at. So if you could bring up like what they're expecting for revenue for next year, for 2026.
Sure thing. Coming right up.
They are expecting that crypto buy, sell, and hold for next year is going to add, I think it was $230 million in revenue year over year.
Is it different than the 4.46 billion that's the average between 17 analysts?
Yes, because they haven't adjusted for the crypto estimates.
Okay.
So KBW just adjusted their target to increase it by 230 million for crypto. They also added 3 cents of EPS for next year, and I think that equated to about 40 million in net income. But so it's crazy that one product alone that's coming out over the next few weeks, they're expecting that much volume. By the way, the price target on SoFi, $20.
Okay. So I think SoFi is going to do 40% plus this year, 2025. I also think 2026 is going to be 30% plus. 2027, 25% plus. I think these revenue estimates are low on the aggregate, only because 2026 and 2027, we better freaking have business banking. We better have freaking wealth management. Noto, if you're listening, get me business banking, please. And I do think we're going to get some deals on the tech platform that I'm going to be happy with. That'll just make me even more bullish. But I'm not leaving this hill. I'm going to die on it. We need business banking and wealth management so we can become a custodian of 401ks and 403b plans. We need to get in the court, because the way that it works is most companies only allow you to choose from 15 or 20 different investments. And SoFi may be able to get some of their products in there as choices. So not only will they get the management fee or the expense ratio off of the actual fund, they'll get the administrator fee for the management of the actual platform. So they'll be able to double dip without doing extra work on the actual fund side. because it's already set up. And there's really no difference between a SoFi S&P 500 fund versus a Fidelity or a Schwab. So I want this immediately, and it's not here quick enough. And once they get it here, I do think there's a huge untapped market because traditionally small and medium-sized businesses have been underserved by the legacy large financial centers. And less people, from what I hear and what I read, want to be with community banks.
Oh, definitely. You can pull this down. Oh, actually, before you pull this down, year over year growth. I don't know if you know this. Anthony Noto says that they want to do 25% growth for decades.
I know.
So
More.
it
So
essentially puts every
numbers are
single
low.
long-term estimate from 2026 and beyond. All of them are under 25%. All of them. 2026 and beyond, all of them say less than 25%. He thinks he's going to make 25% growth for decades.
And keep in mind, we have a very large transfer of wealth happening over the next 10 to 15 years. And it is likely that when those assets transfer, they're going to transfer again from whatever accounts transfer into people's names into places like Hood and SoFi, because the younger generation is more geared toward these products.
I think it's interesting how far behind Wall Street is, right? Like they always are conservative on most growth businesses, unless you're like actually, no, I'm not going to say a name, but I don't know.
I'll say the name. They were very behind on Palantir.
No, of course they're very behind. I'm talking about names where they're a little bit more bullish than what the companies actually did.
It just goes to show you the fact that for what, 2 years, 2.5 years, the Palantir community had to put up with it's a black box. We don't understand. It's like, are you so dense that you can't understand that all they can say is they work with the CIA and the DOD and give you tidbits? Like they actually can't say anything. And if you have a problem with that, you're not looking at the bigger picture about commercial and what's happening. So I don't know how Wall Street missed that when all of us got it, but SoFi is just one of those things where there's still a lot of catalysts on the horizon. And if it's doing these types of numbers now, what happens when the next 3 or 4 big product innovations happen and people are using it? And what happens when rates start to fall? Because expansion of NIM is very real.
Do you think that it's weird that like 80% of the S&P 500 each quarter like beats estimates? Like, why are they so conservative if all the time, like SoFi, why are you being so conservative every single quarter if we just know that they're going to beat your estimate?
Couldn't tell you.
You know what I mean?
Like likes the sandbag.
But it's not the beat on Wall Street is not determined by the guidance that those companies are putting out. It's what Wall Street says. So Wall Street looks at the guidance and then they should say, hey, SoFi sandbags, we can at least look at what they're saying and then above that, because that's what they're guiding to. Like, am I crazy here?
No, I just don't have an answer for you at all. And for those of you asking when the bullish article is coming out, you obviously missed it because I went on record saying that I am more freaking bullish now than I was. So came out right after earnings.
He's bullish.
I'm very bullish.
What else did you want to touch on?
Oh, SoFi was the big one. I think that SoFi was really interesting with the Fireside and everything they said.
Best Fireside we've seen?
What?
Best Fireside chat we've seen from SoFi?
Arguably.
If you say arguably, I feel like you didn't even listen to it.
Arguably. Here's why arguably. Do you consider the Bank of America one a Fireside from 2 years ago? Where I don't know if you can consider that the super cut that you did.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, where he went through the AWS of FinTech. Or
Okay.
would you consider that an interview?
I'm having troubles remembering what the content that they were covering, but
The AWS of fintech was the big thing. It was right after Technesis got acquired. Noto sat down with the guy from Bank of America, and it was only like 25, 30 minutes, but he really laid the case out for the flywheel of the AWS of fintech. So to me, that one was really good because that's where I see a lot of reoccurring revenue coming in and a bigger multiple coming in. So that's why I say arguably, if you take that out of the equation, consider that an interview, this was the best Fireside.
all right. All right. I think even regardless, even past that, I think this was the best. They talked about the tech platform, deals that we've never heard about, new geographies that they're entering that we didn't know about. They talked about SoFi USD, SoFi Pay, the loan platform business. Like, it was just a lesson on how they think about the business internally. I was blown away, honestly.
It was great. You want to talk about Michael Burry? You want to go down the rabbit hole with me?
Sure.
Or do you not want to?
No, I mean, we could talk about it, but it's just like a broken record. I mean, like, not from you. I mean, from him.
I want to talk about AI. That's why I'm saying it.
Sure, go ahead.
I am shocked. Hold on. Steve not even talking about SoFi, LOL. He said Bank of America. Yeah, a supercut that Noto.
Why are you even
interview with Noto?
Why are you even addressing that comment? Of course, we all know.
All right. Anyway, I don't understand what Burry's doing. It doesn't make any sense. I agree that there could be, and I'm not saying that I would do this because I would not go against Palantir, even though I think it is dramatically overvalued. Oh, wait, somebody's saying he closed his position. Is that true?
Let's see. He just tweeted out an hour ago.
What did he tweet?
There
was a publicity stunt?
Yeah, he did close it out. He said it was done last month, on to better things.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess we don't have to talk about it anymore.
And it actually looks like he made profit. People are saying that he, according to his timeline, he made roughly about $900,000 in profit on the Palantir puts. But we don't know what happened with the NVIDIA ones.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever. I was going to say I don't understand the NVIDIA one. I understand Palantir. I don't understand NVIDIA.
Yeah. Yeah, good old Cassandra.
So, how you feeling for next week? We got NVIDIA earnings.
Confident.
Very.
Confident, strong. You know, drinking my milk, I'm ready.
Good. You need that calcium.
Yeah. But I do feel like, not with the big names other than Meta, which was a shocker, I guess, but all that spend only goes to benefit the numbers that we're expecting at NVIDIA. So, no, I'm really confident, and I do want to talk about all of these names that we're seeing names put up amazing numbers and still fall by like 10, 15, 20, 30%. Like, I'm surprised by the amount of companies that are just selling off this much in such a good market.
What companies?
Meta, Reddit, Duolingo. Today, D-Local for me, but that's a really small name. But I'm just like super surprised by some of the reactions in stocks lately.
What? I told you guys in the group chat, I don't understand what not you in general, but the group's fascination with Duolingo is. I told you guys this was a fucking company that is going to go down in flames. Did I not?
I've never had a share of Duolingo. Okay. So
that's why I said not you. I said the group chat.
But look at their growth, man. It like, there's one thing to say that you think that the narrative is flipping, okay? But You're a numbers guy. You talk about JP Morgan, them putting up huge numbers. Look at their growth. They put up 41% year over year growth.
Yeah, nobody believes that this company is going to freaking stand the test of time because AI is going to destroy their whole narrative.
I honestly, I don't believe it.
Like how people don't believe that there's going to be translation services that destroy the need for Duolingo is crazy.
Because why do you learn a language?
I can't speak a second language.
No, but what I'm saying is, I think some people think that it's like, so then they can go to Italy and order coffee. That's not why people are signing up for Duolingo. It's to have a secondary language.
And I think that's becoming less common.
Well, I would say half of their users are trying to learn English. Most is, or like about half is international customers trying to get a job here in America. And they're not doing that through Google Translate and Perplexity and Apple iPhones or Apple iPods or AirPods, whatever. You know, so live translation is only working for tourism or something like this. And as the CEO even said, for chess is a solved game. Okay, like AI is better than Magnus Carlsen, and yet it's more popular than ever. I think it's about the learning of the game. I think people like learning languages, and not just languages. They're just an education platform.
I guess I'm on the other side of it. I don't see the use, and I really think that there's going to become products where you have your earbud in, you talk, and it translates. The other person's earbud translates, and you just speak in your native tongue. And to me, that kills the whole narrative.
Well, growing 40%.
Okay, great. They're growing 40%. But I mean, I don't know. I don't see it. I just really think there's technologies going to solve that problem, and they're going to get stopped in their.
He froze on me. To everyone else, am I the frozen one, or is he?
It's happened.
Did you freeze?
Yeah, I froze. You froze?
It was just you.
Oh, okay. Well, it's just me. Yeah, I froze.
All right. Sorry. Start again. You were saying something about AI's killing the narrative, which it is killing the narrative.
That you can put an earbud in, I can put an earbud in. I can speak English. You can speak whatever you want to speak. And when I speak, it'll just translate in your ear what I'm saying. And then when you speak, it'll translate in my ear what you're saying. Like, why do you even need to waste the time learning another language if that's going to be here?
I think that it doesn't work that well if you are, trying to live somewhere or have a job or something like this.
Agreed. And in that aspect, you go to another country, you're going to need to learn the language. I'm not discounting that. I'm just saying that how much growth can there really be for just that? If AI will solve and earphones will solve the whole translation face-to-face.
I don't know, man, but if it keeps selling off, there's a price that I'm willing to bet on the other side of,
And you're on, and think about this, if you're on a Zoom call or a Teams meeting or whatever you want to use, you're telling me that they're not going to have full translation at some point where I can speak in my native tongue to people in China and then they can speak back to me in English? Like, that's going to happen.
I think that's going to happen. Yeah.
Right. To think that that's not going to happen would be crazy. That's the only reason why I think Duolingo is just something I'm not interested in, because I just don't see, I see too much of it being solved through technology. Other than wanting to learn a language, and I agree, Rosetta Stone, Duolingo, whatever it is, sure. But I just think it's something that technology can hurt part of the story.
But I don't see Rosetta Stone growing at 40+%. Like, here's the thing that I think is interesting about Duolingo as well. And everyone says, oh, Google can test you on speech, or Perplexity says they can quiz you on learning languages. I don't think it's how efficient it is at learning languages that makes Duolingo special. I think it's how good it is at retaining users and having them come back. It's the streak aspect. It's the popularity of Duolingo. Like, that aspect is not easily recreated. They've struck a viral product. Like, I don't know, man. I've been covering SoFi a long time. It's really hard to find companies that grow at 40+% rates. Like, really hard. And whenever I see a company throw up these types of numbers and then sell off largely, and it's still expensive, but it does make me look at it. And honestly, they had an amazing earnings call. Like he is a fantastic CEO.
And they're expected to do a lot less in EPS over the next couple of years also. Have you looked at the forward estimates?
They've been wrong forever in time.
I don't follow them.
This is why I don't like some of these forward estimates. Like, look at the forward estimates of SoFi. Do you even take into account what they're saying?
At least they're not negative.
Yeah, but I don't care about that's their assumption of the future. You know, we'll have to see what Luis actually does.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not for me. I hope it goes back to 500 for everybody that's in it. It's just not for me.
DLocal was another one today. They did a triple beat. Okay, this is a tiny company. You might not even have heard of it.
I don't know. What's the ticker?
DLO.
What did they do?
Sorry?
What did they do?
They're like, think Stripe or Adyen. Payments company, unified commerce, all types, accepting thousands of payment methods, localized payments for emerging markets in Latin America, Asia, and Africa. Okay. They did a triple beat on revenue, beat on EPS, increased guidance. Stock's down 13.5% because a small line item, which it's not small. I'm downplaying it now, but like, we're down 13% here on a triple beat, and their take rate had gone down. Okay. But revenue beat. So what does take rate tell you in a payments name? Take rate tells you, okay, this is how much payment volume comes in. This is how much revenue you're getting out on the other end. It went down, but they still beat on revenue because total payment volume increased 66% year over year. What are we talking about? We're giving these companies there is the term bifurcation in markets lately has been extreme, but there is a real, you're an AI company, you're getting an extreme premium. And if you're in any of these bad sectors, which payments is being painted as a bad sector, that you get no premium at all for the success that you're putting up. And DLocal is putting up some pretty amazing numbers.
Okay. Not something for me.
No problem. No problem. But all I'm saying is, if you can see PayPal, which you were looking into before, right? That company's growing at 5%. DLocal in the exact same payments industry fighting against Braintree, growing at 50+% rates. 50 plus.
There's a big difference between the two companies, though.
The best part of what people loved about PayPal was Braintree. It was one of the only growing features of their business.
You're looking at it from a growth at all cost area, whereas PayPal...
Growth at all cost, net income increased 93% for DLocal year over year. 93%.
Dude, their net income year over year?
Yeah.
2023, they did DLocal Limited. DLO?
Yes. 2023 was 2 years. We are in 2025.
Right.
Steve.
So 2023, they did 149 million net income. 2024, they did 120.4. And this year in the TTM, they're at 145. That's not 90%, buddy.
I'm talking Q3 to Q3. There was a lot of problems. There was a lot of problems with DLocal back in the day that I would not touch them. They took out, they got accused of fraud. There was a whole big thing. They took out the CEO. They replaced Pedro, or they put in Pedro Arndt.
Q3 is The only thing they did is, when did they report? The only thing up here is June.
No, it's just not updated for you. September just came out tonight.
What did they do in September?
Let me see. I don't remember off the top of my head.
So yeah, the numbers I'm looking at are not updated.
Yeah, they just reported tonight.
They must have. Yeah, okay. So that's why it's not updated.
Net income was. Wait 1 second.
Like
it's not telling me.
48 or so. If you're saying it was 93%.
It was up 93%. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like 48 or so.
Sorry, just going through the press.
No, that's
52 million.
Okay.
But like, I'm just so shocked by and honestly, there were two bad things in this entire report. Their revenue retention rate is like 150%. Like, their existing customers are tripling down with their product right now. It's incredible. You know what's another interesting stat about this business that I read today? They said, yeah, we have very high concentration with our top 10 customers, but each and every quarter, our top 10 customers changes because we have larger customers coming onto the platform. That is not normal. Like, I don't know. Anyway, down 13%. I bought the dip.
Yeah, don't care.
All right. Well, you'll care whenever it's 10 or 12 or 20 billion.
No, I won't. Because I'll never buy it.
All right.
Not something for me. I'd rather Meta at this point at 609. It's just freaking crazy.
But that goes to also to what I said. Like, what are with these extreme overreactions in some of these stocks?
Well, I'll tell you exactly what it was with Meta. I'll tell you exactly what it was. The fact that we are in a gamified market that is full of high-frequency trading, algos, and stop losses. And the fact that a headline number that wasn't even a real headline number took it down under 650 in a matter of 10 seconds.
That can't be it, because it's still down.
Of course it is.
It would have got bought up by now.
No. I'm just saying that the initial, okay, when the headline number came out of a negative 566, people didn't even have time to open the press release and read it, and the conference call hadn't even happened, and it was down dramatically, which is crazy. And the fact that it is still down is even crazier, because this is a company that has done, and I'm not even looking at it, I don't even have it open, 192 billion, I believe, in operating income in the past, 192 billion in operating income from their family of apps in the past 2 years. And then they did 39.4 billion loss in Reality Labs. And their actual operating income has been about 158 billion over the past 2 years. They've earned the right to burn cash on Reality Labs. Mm-hmm. Like, Zuck has earned that right. So for everybody bitching and complaining about it, they shouldn't even be shareholders. Period.
I agree. I'm buying Meta. I like Meta here.
Like, and then Susan Lee coming out saying that this was a one-time tax hit and it's only going to impact them in Q3, and it will be beneficial because this charge of 15.8 or 16.2 billion, whatever it was a charge because of a new tax law. And they had to take it this quarter. It's not applicable in forward quarters, and is actually going to help them in Q4. It's going to help them in 2026 and actually make the earnings better. So why are we scared to buy Meta at 18 times 2027 earnings? It's crazy. More than a third of the global population utilizes this company. And if people are just going to complain about Reality Labs, I'm sorry, but Zuck has earned the right to spend the money. And how about this crazy idea? What if he's right? What if in 5 or 10 years, what if he's actually right? It cost nothing because they're funding it from profitability, and they're still buying back a shit ton of shares.
I think he's definitely right on the glasses. Even like The latest presentation was not great. Everything that they wanted to go right went wrong.
Yeah.
But those glasses in a couple of years will be perfect. And then all the advancements are going to lower the weight, increase the services, make it better, that works with more apps, allows you to, order an Uber and you can see how close the Uber is on the actual screen in the side of your eye. Like, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait for it.
You can't tell me, nobody will be able to convince me that we are not going to transcend screens at some point. And the first to market with a real product is going to clean house.
What do you mean do you mean transcend like holdables? Because it's still a screen.
I'm saying transcend screens, as in at some point we may not have computer monitors. At some point, everything is just going to be in front of you, per se.
Sure.
What Apple Vision wanted to do, but actually in a good form. At some point, we're going to transcend a screen. To think that we're going to be stuck in whatever size screen we have on our desk is crazy. Like, technology will get that good. And at some point, we're going to have holograms, but the glasses is going to be the first star. And I do think that the wearable market is going to be gigantic for many things.
Oh, I completely agree. Zuckerberg's really young, He's constantly focused on what is the next big thing. And one of these hardware services, whether it's the Meta or the Quest or one of these, he's going to get right.
Yeah, I want to bring two things up with Meta, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Maybe three things. Yeah, we're going to bring up three things. So I am just opening all three tabs so I can get everything going at once. Give me one moment. It's actually freaking disgusting what's going on. All right.
Steve, can I open up to you emotionally real quick?
God, I may be the wrong person for you to do that with, but sure.
I like our streams together. I'm a big fan of them. And
I do too.
I think we should continue this.
We do well. I think we should make this a reoccurring Wednesday night thing.
Did you see the interesting, while you're bringing up this Meta thing, that the CEO or CFO of SoFi is selling 500,000 shares?
Well, he's taking a loan against it, right?
Right. Correct.
I
was being a little clickbaity. I was going to calm you down after you freaked out, but
no, I already know, and it makes sense if he thinks the stock's going to go up. If he needs money to go buy a freaking house in the freaking Malibu or wherever he wants to buy a house, yeah, of course you take a loan against the stock right now.
But that's after he got paid for his $25, stock performance-based stock units. So he increased it by another 12 million. So I don't know what he's buying, but I don't think he's flying commercial anymore.
Yeah, he probably isn't. All right. So here's the thing to remember. Look, cash from operations minus CapEx is how you get free cash flow. The reason I like free cash flow over net income when talking about profitability is because it's a harder metric to manipulate because you don't have the tax stuff involved. Now, on a quarter-over-quarter basis, Meta's cash from operations increased more than $2 billion more than the allocation to CapEx. Their free cash flow actually increased quarter-over-quarter. And people wanted to write this quarter off because of the freaking hit to net income and freaking EPS. It's crazy, but these people just don't look at a cash flow statement. And then, this is from the article I wrote. So the people who asked when the bullish article is coming out, it's already here. Now, and excuse me for looking to my right. I have a 49-inch screen in front of me, and I forget that I can just see it on StreamYard. So the family of apps operating income in Q3, almost $25 billion. So sure, Reality Labs lost 4.4, but they still did 20.5 billion in operating income at a 40% margin with that loss. So you're telling me that you don't want them to try to own the next iteration of computing when they are so far ahead of everybody else in an area that's not even developed yet? If this becomes the next big thing, this is going to catapult the stock and drive so much growth because nobody else is trying. So keep in mind, they could also shut Reality Labs down tomorrow. Stock's going up 15-20%. Like crazy. And then the last thing, or second to last thing, when we look at their actual on a trailing 12-month basis for this year and then the other years, their cash from operations is going gangbusters. This is not a company that is slowing down by any means. Their profitability is increasing, their buybacks are increasing, and the dividend is increasing. So I don't think there's a lot for people to get crazy about. Then you look at how it's actually being valued versus its peers. In this one, let's use this one because this one has the full Magnificent Seven, and I also have Costco, Walmart, and Broadcom in there, and Coca-Cola.
Is Meta at 609 right now?
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh my God. Can you imagine this gets a 5 handle in front of it?
Well, I said at 550, I'll start buying again only because I have a full position. But really think about this. So you're telling me Meta should have a lower forward valuation than Coca-Cola? Really? They have almost double the EPS growth. You're telling me that Meta should trade at 18 times 2027 earnings and Walmart should trade at 31.5? Like, really? It's insane.
I don't know. Like, does Coca-Cola have a Reality Labs? That was a joke. I think that you have to pay, and you have to, like Mark Zuckerberg has said in a couple interviews, like sometimes we have to pay a couple $100 billion and we might overspend, but the worst idea is that we're going to be too late. Like,
look,
the opportunities of the markets that they're going to get going forward are so much larger than what they're spending today.
I've been a shareholder of Meta since 2 months after the IPO, or a month after the IPO, when I got the first tranche of shares under $20 a share. Haven't sold. Now, the fact that I've been through everything with this company, from Cambridge Analytica to the lawsuits to this to that, him spending and saying that we may need to spend hundreds of billions and even lose money at some point for future growth, to me, he's earned that right because he's proven time and time again, and he's created a ton of upside for shareholders. And he's consistently grown the company. He has the track record.
550, you said. Do you think that they could get down there? Because there is, like,
Yes,
there's been a couple times in Meta's
pressure.
history where there has been these big overreactions in the stock.
Dude, there's downward pressure on the stock. Of course they could.
I didn't know they were this low. I thought they were like 620, 630.
Can I show you something that's even crazier?
Yeah.
Look at them compared to Tesla.
No, bro, you're going to upset people.
I mean, no, I'm just saying. Tesla does 11 billion in EBITDA. Meta does 98 billion. And they're basically the same market cap. Like, really? Just saying.
I get you. I get you.
Like, there's a big difference there. Look at the cash from operations. Big difference there. Meta's trading at 15.6 times EBITDA. Tesla's trading at 125 times.
But where is Meta's robots?
Where's Tesla's robots?
All right. I'll back off.
I'm just saying.
Whoa.
But
I don't want to fight, cowboy.
I'm just saying the fact that Costco and Walmart are getting a bigger valuation than almost all of tech, this to me, this is a market that's not expensive anymore. The companies that are expensive, a lot of them aren't even in the S&P 500. Companies like freaking Nebius and CoreWeave and freaking Oklo, SMR, they're not in the S&P. If they get hit by 50%, doesn't matter because it's not going to impact the market.
It is crazy watching what's happening or unfolding with some of these companies that are showing off earnings in the quantum spaces and some of these energy names that just don't have any revenue. And just the expectations are just completely not tied to fundamentals. And once they are tied to fundamentals, then any impact, any change in what Meta does, it's not like no one cares about Meta's future at all. Mark Zuckerberg is the only one that cares. And God forbid he invests more into the future. People sell off the name. Like, it's like, are we looking at Meta like a value name, or are we looking at it like a growth name?
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Sorry. Do you happen to know what the top 3 stocks in the Spider Value Fund are?
No. I'm
This
gonna assume it's Meta now.
it's not. This blew Chris Patel's mind when I showed him this.
Is it Nvidia?
It hasn't updated. Man, this is going to blow your mind. So the State Street S&P 500 value ETF, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the Spider Value.
Nvidia's got to be on there.
Apple's the first one. So your top 3 are freaking Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon in a freaking value fund. And then AMD's in the top 10.
To be fair, I think of Apple. Honestly, I think of those companies as more value names than growth names, but yeah.
No, but like I would think Verizon, Altria, Exxon, Chevron, Coca-Cola, Procter and Gamble. I would think those are value companies, not Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon, especially.
But you also have to take into account just how big those names are. You like, if you are trying to distribute, is this just an index, or because I don't follow any value things ever? Is this just an index, or is it a fund as well?
No, this is their value ETF.
So it's investable.
Yeah, it's SPYV. You can just go buy it.
Okay. What's the AUM on it?
30 billion, just over 30 billion.
Yeah, so they got to pick some pretty big names then as well. Like, I don't know. To me, it's not that shocking. I remember meeting with a Fidelity portfolio manager. This was a long time ago. Well, not too long ago, but like a few years ago, where he said that NVIDIA was a value name. And I was like, because their objective for the fund was value. They had to pick value names. So they said, oh, well, with the buybacks and the dividend and everything. And I'm like, this is why Jensen did that in the first place. And so then dividend ETFs that love the growth and love they can still fit NVIDIA in as a quote unquote value name, even though they're 100% growth. But yeah, long time ago.
Yeah, I just don't think that this is a market that is expensive at this point. And I think the big are just going to get bigger. I think 2026, the big tech companies are just going to get bigger because at the end of the day, nobody can compete with them. You're not competing with Microsoft. You're not competing with freaking Alphabet. Not competing with Amazon. And I don't understand quantum because if anybody thinks one of these small quantum companies is going to come up with a breakthrough before IBM or Alphabet, I think they're out of their minds. Especially with the deal that IBM just did with AMD. Like, you're telling me that a small company is going to be able to come up with breakthroughs before these companies? I'm not buying it.
Yeah. No, I
could be wrong, but it just, to me, it doesn't make sense.
There's a lot of people coming out, and even Elon's been backing a lot of this sentiment, saying that like the large LLM businesses are essentially going to replace the application layer. That ChatGPT and Grok and all of these large businesses are just going to get so good at whatever prompt that you give them will give you the answer at the end of the day, and that you potentially won't need, these companies that are building on top of artificial intelligence, these Like I was looking at Gamma the other day, $2 billion startup that creates presentations using artificial intelligence, or SoundHound that uses voice and sells voice services and different AI products. What if the ChatGPT models and everything like this just gets so good that they can essentially solve that without needing some other services built on top of those LLMs?
I think they could. I also think that AI is going to be huge for genomics and biotech.
But
I
are you
think that
worried that there's
could be,
just like the market's just going to be like such unbelievable concentration in a few
yes,
massive tech names?
yes. You were already seeing it, and I think it's going to get worse.
I mean, Nvidia just hit the highest amount of concentration in the S&P 500, what, a month ago or something?
You know, what, 8.5%, something
Yeah,
like that.
8.5%. That's high. But the earnings also, it's not just a multiple. Like the earnings are like 8%, or 7.7% or something. Like, so is it justified?
I mean, the real question is, do you think it's expensive? Nvidia at the current projections is expected to do $8.09 of EPS in 27. So you're paying 23.96, so call it 24 times 2027 earnings. So once again, it goes back to Walmart and Costco. Nvidia is cheaper than Walmart and Costco.
Well, Costco should be the only $5 trillion company.
Of
And I believe
course.
that.
Listen, Sir Joseph Carlson's right.
Okay, I'm not doing what you're doing now. Immediately,
No,
you
I'll
can
say
talk on
it.
your own about this one.
I say it all the time. But, Costco is,
I love Joseph Carlson.
I have nothing against him. I just want to have a conversation with him. He's better than me. I want to learn from him. But, you know, Costco is trading at 37 and a half times 2027 earnings. Okay. That's insane. When every company in the Mag 7, excluding Tesla, is cheaper than them on a forward basis. And I am not saying Costco is a bad company, but are we really going to say it deserves a bigger valuation than Amazon? I mean, where's their AWS?
It's yeah, they'd be so good at the
Like,
cloud.
where's their AWS? And I got news for everybody. Costco should be very worried about Amazon because my Costco membership will get cut up and freaking canceled if Amazon gets into that space. Because why am I going to go drive to Costco, fight for parking, go through the store, and then pack up the car and go home and then have to carry everything upstairs when I can freaking have it delivered to my freaking doorstep?
Kirkland Web Services.
Kirkland Webster. That'd be amazing. If Costco does that, that'd be amazing.
Just GPUs in bulk.
That'd be great.
That's awesome.
But in all seriousness, if Amazon decides that we're going to get into the bulk game, and they already deal with all those companies that Costco deals with, if they start putting bulk on their website in the same quantities, I mean, come on. Costco should be worried.
Aren't you excited? Like, this is another thing that I just absolutely love about Amazon is we are nowhere near the advancement of delivery. Like we're going to get to a part where you order something and it's at your front door in 15 minutes. How does many companies even get to that type of like drone delivery? Like you still need warehouses all over the country, all over the countries. Amazon has that footprint. Costco is going to have a very hard time competing with that type of convenience.
Yeah, look,
At low cost, by the way. It's not going to be a lot to send a bunch of drones out.
Amazon has the best logistical network behind the Department of Defense. Nobody is going to come close to them. And at some point, Tanner's right. They'll be utilizing drones and motorized robots to deliver and cutting down time. Absolutely. 15 minutes, I don't know if I think it's going to depend how close you live to a warehouse or a staging station, but I get deliveries same day in a lot of items.
It for small items that can be drone delivered, it's going to come down. Do you know
Oh,
that
absolutely.
Amazon had some blimp patent? Did you see this thing?
I've seen some of the crazy patents that they've filed and got. It's wild.
Yeah, like a floating warehouse that is like a drone hub that they like float over like a mothership, and then all the drones go down from the mothership to the house.
Yeah, they probably got that idea from freaking Independence Day.
Yeah, it's some StarCraft 2 uh I don't remember the name of the, is it carrier ship? Yeah, I don't remember. But they're thinking of some wacky stuff over there, and it might not come to fruition, but still, all the advancements that they're going to make in delivery are all going to be cost cutting and increase efficiency. Like now, they have these I don't remember the name of the business that they're working with, but you can just like say, "Oh, I'm returning this." And someone will come to my house and pick up a package to return. Doesn't even have to be in the box, doesn't have to have a label. And they will take it away from us for free.
I mean, think about how great that is. I mean, we do a lot of returns, and I gotta tell you, I just drop it off at UPS and 1, 2, 3. It's freaking great. Like you the amount of advantages that Amazon has, and it's the closest thing to Costco because it sells the same shit as Costco. But guess what? I don't get a video library with Prime with the Costco membership like I do with Prime. I don't get all the books with the Costco membership that I get with Prime. I don't get any of those additional services. I don't freaking get, or as a shareholder, there's no AWS, there's no Kirkland Web Services, KWS. Like it's the idea that it's more expensive than Amazon is insane. So that makes you have to say, even at the S&P pushing all-time highs, is this a market that looks expensive on an aggregate? I don't think so.
Can I make one more Amazon complaint? Because this was a real story. Or sorry,
Sure.
I wasn't making a lot of complaints, but this actually was a complaint. We had ordered one of those companies to come pick up a return for us for Amazon, and they came and took a package that was delivered to us from Amazon. so we didn't get to the door. There was something sitting on our front door. They thought that that's what we were returning, and they stole our package. So they Amazon had to refund us just both items, the item that we were going to return and the item that they stole from us. So that sucked. There's going to be some bumps along the way to finding a perfect mix of them picking up packages and delivering same day within 30 minutes or something like this.
There'll be a few bumps, but overall, when you're looking at efficiency,
that would never happen at Costco.
Yeah, you're just going to stand in line for free samples. Great.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just think that in a age where attention span is decreasing and people are valuing time more, I think that there's more of a reason to be wary about the valuation Costco is getting. That's all.
I don't know how you buy it at this price expecting upside. Like, I understand if you've been holding it for a lifetime that you're just sitting pretty, you know.
Different. Yeah, you've been plowing the money back in from the dividend. I got you.
But you're buying here at 50 and going like, oh, there's going to be multiple expansion from 50 times to 75 times multiple.
How about the fact they have a 3% profit margin?
And then while you're doing that, you're complaining about how AI is a bubble. You're online being like, NVIDIA's so expensive. Like,
without understanding that the combination of Microsoft, Alphabet, and Amazon have $700 billion in freaking cloud backlog.
Yeah. And by the way, taking huge step ups quarter over quarter. Google increased their backlog by like 46% quarter over quarter. This is one of the largest companies in the world. Like, how does this happen?
I don't know how this happens, but how does this happen?
Amit always winds down with YouTube, eh?
It's crazy.
Or with Stephen Fiorillo live stream.
The king of YouTube winds down with YouTube. I swear to God, if freaking YouTube got broken out and spun off, he would be the first person. And I'm not saying I wouldn't buy it. I'm just saying, like, they would probably call and get his permission first.
Yeah, they'd give him shares.
Oh, definitely. They should.
What else? BM&R. What's happening with BM&R?
You want to go to BM&R?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
And then let's wrap soon.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
I want a sauna.
Dude. What was your sleep score last night?
I didn't monitor it yesterday.
Okay. You just know that you're where you need to be?
No, I don't know that, but I feel great. I do monitor it most days, but if my watch is dead, then I just don't worry about it. I'm actively I realized I watched a Brian Johnson video recently. He just put out a video on dry saunas, and he said that I have to test how salty my sweat is. Not with a strip, with a salt strip. You're not like nothing weird, but that I need to take electrolytes. So I'm taking liquid IV. I take 50% before my sauna, then I sauna, then 50% back to help with sleep and reduce muscle cramps. So let's go, because this drink's almost halfway done.
All right. Well, I will tell you this. I have never taken anything before. I am loosely considering, very loosely going for a genetic test and going on peptides.
Yeah.
Loosely considering. We'll see if it actually happens.
Loosely considering. Can you imagine, by the way, Steven Fiorillo on TRT? Whenever I'm 40, you're going to notice a difference.
I can tell you that I don't need TRT. I've always wanted to go on freaking peptides or something like peptides. Like I wanted to go on HGH and test. My doctor wouldn't let me. But
your doctor wouldn't let you go on HGH?
Well,
but just
listen,
for the people who don't know what HGH, I mean, you can Google it. That's human growth hormone.
So, and here's why. Like, if you actually look at the studies, your males start declining in both fairly rapidly. So my whole thing was, and not so much test, but it's a little bit HGH wouldn't hurt. But no, I do want to get a genetic makeup and see if going on peptides would do anything for me. I don't know if they would, but I think it would be interesting. And why not at this point? Look at Bezos. Guy's like freaking 60.
It's becoming very popular right now. That's for sure.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at what some of these guys look like obviously they're on stuff.
Can you imagine, like right now, Zuckerberg's in his fashion era, but whenever he starts, I mean, he's doing jujitsu and stuff, but if he starts bulking, you see Mark Zuckerberg walking around the office at 225.
No, I don't know. I mean, you look at a picture of Bezos when he was 30 and now at his age, I don't know how old he is. I'm just saying 60 because I think he's 60 or around there. He doesn't even look like the same person.
Yeah, he's different. But LLMs are getting smarter, so his robot ass is getting smarter too. I mean, like every time that they update Llama, he gets a fresh firmware upgrade, and
all right, let's go on freaking BM&R. There's a lot of people that wants to discuss it.
All
right. So, would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
You go first. I'm going to pull up something really quickly on stablecoins.
Okay, so BM&R, I think that we all need to be very cognizant of the fact that it's extremely volatile. There has been a lot of downward pressure over the past 5 years on Ethereum. This was not the only large downward decline, and it is the largest asset of BM&R. When Ethereum is declining like this or at these levels, I'm sorry, but if you bought in the 50s or high 40s, you're going to feel a little bit of pain. But at the end of the day, buying this for the short term is suicide. This could be up or down 10 points, 15 points over a week. Like, this is not something that I think traders could find other things to trade. BM&R, you need to have a thesis on it, and I think take a long-term approach. And for me, I got into BMNR with a 2 to 3 year mindset, which is actually short term for me. That's not, I normally make investments for much longer than that, but I was not bullish on Ethereum until July. The fact that we got clarity out of the Genius Act,
Yep.
and now we're going to get the Clarity Act, and it paves the way for legislation. The SEC will not be the governing body. Ethereum will not be classified as a security. I think that the sky is the limit when you look at which companies are building the rails for stablecoins on Ethereum layer 2, where all the transactional volume is. And I think that we're going to see a lot of network effects from increased stablecoin utilization.
Oh,
And that's
really quick, because it's happening right now. Do you want to switch over to the signing of ending the shutdown?
no.
Trump's talking right now, no?
So what?
All right.
The shutdown's ending. That's all that matters.
Well, all right.
He already voted. I mean, what's he going to say that we don't already know? Like, shutdown's ending.
All right.
Anyway, BMNR is something where over the next year or two, it's not crazy to think that Ethereum could be significantly higher because you're going to get so much more transactional volume on stablecoin and tokenization, which could create a deflationary asset. And owning 5%, and if they go to 10%, which who knows what they're going to do, staking, restaking through DeFi, plus the network effects, and all the capital they're going to generate from that can be plowed right back into Ethereum at zero cost. So to me, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think, whenever you see Larry Fink, like not even the Brian Armstrongs and the, Vitaliks of the world, like the people who have legitimate benefits or legitimate reasons to say that Ethereum is going to be the next thing. But whenever you see the Larry Finks, the Jamie Dimons, Anthony Noto, Vlad Tenev, all these guys, like who are the standing guard in traditional financial services? Because it's not even Visa or MasterCard. Like they're all on the stablecoin trains. Who is saying that crypto is not going to be the future rails and Ethereum is not going to be one of the biggest beneficiaries of real world assets going on chain? They're all stating this. Okay. And there was another thing I was going to show on stablecoins right now, because there's just been a little bit of a slight stagnation or even slight decrease in total stablecoin volume. However, whenever you break it down by chain, there's some really big losers in stablecoins, but Ethereum has gone nothing but up. Huge beneficiary of the change in stablecoins. Like for example, if I look here, I'll bring this up in a second. Let me share my screen. Whenever you look at total stablecoin changes by chain, there are some that are decreasing. Tron's down 5.2 billion. But Ethereum is practically off the charts here, growing much faster than any of the other chains just in the last 3 months. Whenever you look at total stablecoin supply, it does look like it's stagnated. Like at roughly 306 billion. It's actually gone down from 306 to 303 billion, but that's not on Ethereum. Ethereum's gone from 306 at 169 up to 173. So people are kind of looping them all in like they're one big unit, but honestly, it's a lot of rotation into Ethereum. So I don't know. I see a massive reason for crypto to win. All of the old guard and new players in crypto are all saying that Ethereum's the name, or that crypto is the name, blockchain's the name of the game for financial services going forward. And Ethereum is constantly showing that they are winning more and more market share, at least in stablecoins right now, which is where a lot of the activity is actually being built. We'll see what happens with real world assets and if names like Robinhood can end up tokenizing more stocks for EU users. But right now, that's all in very early stages. So if there is one company that's the most popular treasury amongst Ethereum for institutional buyers, there's no bankruptcy risk here. There's no costs or debt that you have to worry about. All you have to worry about is whether or not you think Ethereum is going up or down. I think BMNR is a good way to play it. And yeah, I remain very bullish. It's just the timeline that I don't know.
And nobody knows the timeline. Nobody knows the timeline. It all depends when the Clarity Act gets signed. It depends when we start getting all the stablecoin transactions.
By the way, Clarity Act could be signed like this year.
I think it is going to be signed this year.
Yeah.
And look, here's the bigger thing. We know David Sachs's position. We know the people who he associates with, what their position is. If you listen to the All In podcast, you've heard Brian Armstrong on. So it's hard for me not to be bullish now that we actually have an SEC that's not going to hamstrung it, and that we actually have a regulatory environment where this can actually grow. And I do believe that Ethereum will be higher in the future. And if it is, I think that BMNR will get a multiple.
Agreed. But
let's end it with this. UFC this weekend. Who do you got?
I haven't been following. Sorry.
What? The main event's going to be sick.
Isn't it another Dagestani fighter?
Islam Makhachev? Probably butchered it.
Makhachev?
Makhachev, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know he was fighting.
Yeah, he's fighting JDM, which I think he's going to win.
That should be
gonna be a good fight.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good fight. And then I want to see freaking Bo Nickel come out and just freaking dominate. If this kid freaking stands and tries to throw, he should fire his entire coaching staff.
He's a wrestler.
Yeah. He's an elite wrestler. He needs to freaking take this guy down, put him on his back, and punch him in the face.
By the way, like, elite wrestler is like selling it short. He's like one of the all-time greats.
He's all right, S-tier wrestler.
Yeah. Very high S-tier wrestler.
Yes. Like, all he has to do taking this guy down is protect his neck. The guy he's fighting is an incredible Brazilian jiu-jitsu artist. So he needs to protect his neck. But the last thing I want to do is see him try to box.
That's fair.
I mean, that's how he lost his last fight. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, man. All right. Let's end it there.
Sounds good. Well, thank you, everybody, for showing up. We will be on next week, I guess. And thank you for the super chats. Just seeing them now.
Wednesday at 9.
Thank you for the new member. Tanner, do you want to say any thank yous or not?
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Wednesday at 9 next week. I'll try not to screw it up and actually remember what day of the week it is, even though it seems like Groundhog Day. And have a good night, everybody. Talk to you later.
Bye, guys.